There has been more exciting news for Forza Motorsport, specifically regarding the featured content for the first month of the game and what's to come afterwards. Maybe you have already seen the video on the official Forza channel highlighting all that is coming starting October. If not, I will link it so you can watch it by yourself. I will not repeat all the information of that video here. Instead, I will rather highlight a few key things and point out some details that you may have missed. As always, I will put timestamps in the video description. Just a quick summary. Forza Motorsport will receive new content monthly, including new cars and tracks, although not every month will introduce a new track necessarily. We already know Yas Marina is coming in November, along with another yet unannounced track in December. Every week of the month will focus on a different featured car, both in single player and multiplayer. Reward cars are also available, but you will not miss out if you can't play for a week, which is great. Looking at you, Forza Horizon 5. But enough of the summary, as Chris Sasaki, the creative director for Forza Motorsport, has described it way better in the official video. So let's instead dive into some key aspects and details that you may have missed. Let's start with multiplayer, for which you can see the access through the race menu on screen right now. You probably already know about the two different main series, Spec and Open, but there is more to be found here as well. On the Spec series side of things, as we already knew, touring and GT cars will always be there. One interesting thing is the different race lengths which can be present in these events. If you look at the touring cars here, the race length is set to short, and we can see one example being the Hakone Club circuit at 7 laps. We don't know this yet, but I expect the club variant to be around 1 to maybe 1.5 minutes of lap time, bringing the race time to about 7 to 10 minutes, which seems really short. If you look at the GT cars on the other hand, the race length is set to medium, and the example shown here is the Hakone Grand Prix circuit at 13 laps. Again, we don't know the lap times yet, but I would expect it to be around 1.5 to maybe 2 minutes, bringing the race time here to about 20 to 26 minutes, which is quite a lot more than the shorter races. That's already great to see, and I hope there's a lot of variance in the race lengths from week to week in different series, so there's something for everyone at all times. We were also able to catch a glimpse of the first rotating Spec series event for week 1, the GTX Sport Car series. Again, you can see the race length being medium here, and the first event shown being 35 laps of the oval circuit Eagle Rock Speedway. Not my favorite, but there will be other tracks for sure. Speaking of other tracks and events, here is the list of the rotating Spec series for the first month. So after GTX, we will have Formula Mazda, Early LMP and Early Factory Race Car as featured weekly series in October. You can also see the featured Open Class and Spotlight series for each week. Open Class I have touched upon in previous videos already. There will be one class limited Open series each week, where you can bring any car in that PI class. For the first week, that will be the R-Class series. The Spotlight series, on the other hand, is something we have heard about here for the first time. It is highlighting one car each week, which you can buy at a discounted price. In this list, you can see the featured cars in multiplayer for the first month, with the very first car yet to be announced. Having one featured car each week, which the whole community can race against each other in a single car race event, seems like a great idea to me, and will definitely bring more variety to the multiplayer side of things, in addition to the varying events in the Spec and Open series. As I said in my video highlighting what Forza needs to succeed, if the stability of online play and the ratings and regulations work well, I can see multiplayer being really fun and diverse for many months to come. We have also seen our first glimpse of the Rivals system. Open Time Attack is not shown in detail here, but will most likely work similar to Motorsport 7. The featured Rivals will feature specific cars on specific tracks again, with new events unlocking on a weekly basis. you can see all featured rivals for October in this list. There will both be the cover cars and spotlight cars present here. One odd thing is the addition of a specific rivals event for players who bought the VIP pass, which is included in the most expensive edition of Forza Motorsport. I am not quite sure what to think of this. Let me know your thoughts. Single player will also have new events each month. One, there is the Open Class Tour in the Builders Cup, which will have a different theme each month and is just locked to certain PI classes otherwise. The theme for the first month is German manufacturers. This Open Class Tour has to be unlocked first though by finishing Premium Performance. From looking at older footage, this seems to be the last event of the first tour of the Builders Cup, so probably not a big hurdle. In addition to the Builders Cup, there is also the Featured Tours, where the first one in October will be the Track Tour, focusing on cars built for the track. Each event will focus on one of the spotlight cars. Finishing the whole tour will give you a reward car. But, as I have said, you will not have to play every week to get this car. Instead, you have the whole month plus 2 weeks extra to finish the events at your own pace to get this Acura race car for October. The Open Class series also will have a reward car, which is not yet announced. Overall, I am really liking what was presented here. The devs really want to focus on keeping the game alive and fresh with every passing month by adding new cars, tracks and events. I particularly like having featured or spotlight cars with some overlap but also differences in single and multiplayer. In other games, newly added cars might be completely ignored by the community. With this system, there is an incentive to try out cars together with the rest of the player base. I can really see this working out quite well, and I am really happy so far with what was shared for the beginning stages of Forza Motorsport's journey and the developers' plans for the future. Okay, I know this was quite a lot of information. If you have any questions or want to discuss where Forza is headed, feel free to drop a comment down below. One question I have for you is, which of these featured spotlight cars do you look forward to driving the most? Also, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel if this was helpful or interesting to you. I have been HD Racing. Thanks for watching.